So, begin with some work there. Start with agenda number 1, review conference for Tulingao Airport Development Project. UTR.
Yung kanina na. Good afternoon, leaders. Welcome to our private conference. May we request you to state your name and the company you represent. Okay,
Good afternoon, I'm Albert Ramos from City Consigna Construction. Good afternoon, I'm Adrian Iban from Pacific Summit Construction.
Good afternoon, Ryan Balake from Pacific Star Aircars.
Ibang company na sa likod? Same. Sama. You are all vying for the Tulingao Airport Development Project. Nakita niyo na yung upload sa PJETs? Dito?
Invitation. Wala pa yung mga plans.
Pero yung meeting document. To the chair. Proceed na PWG.
Okay, the people will started to present the activity. Then after that, the plan of the project. Then we would answer the question.
Good afternoon, leaders. This is for the pre-bid conference for the Tulingao Airport Development Project, the rehabilitation of existing passenger terminal building, construction of administrative building, and construction of pump house at Tulingao Airport. We will discuss first the eligibility documents that will be submitted by the bidders in the bid proposal. So as per GPTB Circular 07-2017, we have three options regarding the submission of legal eligibility documents and the technical eligibility documents and financial eligibility documents. The first option is the submission of only of the PhilJEPS registration, provided that this PhilJEPS registration is updated, meaning the DTI or the SEC registration certificate or the mayor's permit and the tax clearance are all updated in the PhilJEPS website. So dapat current po yung licenses under the PhilJEPS registration. And the second option is the submission of the combination of the PhilJEPS registration and the updated individual SEC or DTI or the mayor's permit or the tax clearance. Kung doon sa Annex A po is may outdated na po doon sa mga submission nyo sa PhilHeps, sa DPTV. And the third option is the submission only of the Class A eligibility documents, meaning the submission only of the registration certificate from SEC or DTI, or the submission of the mayor's permit, and the submission of the tax clearance. Provided that the submission of the PhilHeps registration shall be submitted during the cost qualification, if ever your company will be the lowest calculated bidder for the project. So that is the submission of the legal eligibility documents, and we are requiring also the submission of the financial eligibility documents such as the audited financial statement if hindi po current kung nandun sa PhilHeps Annex A po ninyo. So doon po magsasubmit po kayo ng PhilHeps Registration Certificate, Platinum Membership, and the Annex A with PhilHeps kung updated po lahat po nasa Annex A. Pagka hindi po updated, we will go to option number 2, combination thereof, or option number 3, kung bago po ninyo ang pagsubmit pa lang ng PhilHeps, provided that this PhilHeps will be submitted during post-con. So submission din po ng CAAP license, the technical eligibility documents, and for this project, mali po ito, dapat po medium A category C and D. We require CAAP license of medium A license category B for building and industrial plant. And if ever po your company will enter into a joint venture agreement, we will submit a valid special CAAP license and the joint venture agreement between the two companies. And last po, yung financial, technical eligibility documents, the submission of all the ongoing projects, similar or non-similar projects basta ongoing po dapat po i-submit, and the submission of the SLCC, which is similar to the contract to be bid. And of course, the financial eligibility documents, the NFCC computation. So, submission also the Class B, discuss na po kanina. In case of JV bidders, submission of the special pickup and the JV agreement between the two parties. And special instruction din po sa JV bidders, kailangan po mag-submit po ng 2 sets, dalawa po, ng eligibility documents po, ng dalawang bidder. Yung dalawang partners po sa JV. With regard to technical component po, we have the security in the following form. Depende na po sa inyo kung ano po yung sasubmit po ninyo. And we also require the submission of the organizational chart and the list of contractors, personnel, and equipment. And submission of the omnibus sworn statement. And these two, the number 6 and number 7 po is the special instruction of the BAC, the submission of the certificate of site inspection under BDS Clause 6.3. Kailangan po namin makita po na site inspection po kayo sa Tuguegarao Airport, and this shall be signed by Ms. Mary Solinza Golson, the acting area manager of Tuguegarao Airport. And together with the certificate of site inspection, kailangan nyo po submit po yung company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the photocopy of the airport's visitors logbook in Tuguegarao Airport. And if ever po that we will issue a bid bulletin for the project, you are required to submit a copy of the bid bulletin as part of the technical requirements of the project. So yung number 6 and number 7 po part po ng technical requirements. Yes sir.
Sir, yung photocopy of the airport visitor logbook, okay lang picture natin.
Okay lang naman po na picturean po ninyo yung visitor's logbook, pero mas prefer po namin na certify rin po ng airport kung sakasakali na galing sa kanila yung logbook. Pero regardless po, okay naman po yung picture. So that is the first envelope, and we go to the second envelope, the financial component. We require the financial bid form, the bill of quantities, the bid proposal, the detailed estimates and summary units containing the summary of materials, labor, and equipment. And ito po, number 6, the submission of the cash flow by quarter payment schedule. And as attachment to the cash flow, yung per se po and construction schedule will be required to be submitted. Ay sasabit po lahat sa financial documents and other special requirements po ng BAC. Each page of the document shall be signed. May initial po dapat yung bidder and meron pong paging yung natin, yung proposal. So, dalawa po yung envelope natin, the eligibility and technical and the financial. So, kung eligibility and technical consists of 100 pages, it shall be marked as 100 until 1 of 100. Ganun din po sa financial, kung 50 pages po yung financial, 1 of 50 until 50 of 50. And kailangan po may tabbing per sheet, per document po na specify po rito sa checklist po natin. Nire-require natin.
As we did the cover page of each technical document, so may repage niya sa
okay lang na wala. Basta, di ba mayroon kang cover page and then kung mayroon kang table of contents, and then yung first page after the table of contents, pwede yun ang page number 1.
either way. Pwede.
Either way, pwede naman. So, all envelopes must be sealed and signed by the authorized signature of the bidder. And as per Section 20 of the ITD, we require a 10 envelope system for the bids. So, bids not complying with the above instruction and also with the special requirements of the BAC shall be automatically disqualified during the opening of bids. Any questions pa po regarding the eligibility, technical and financial requirements? Yes, sir.
For the list of contractors personnel, will we include the will it be notarized for the
What, sir?
personnel?
Ano po yun?
Contractors key personnel, sir.
If you include the
Will it be notarized? Or for the list, or just a list of contractors?
just a list.
Just the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Ang notarized na documents po natin are the disappearing declaration if you are going to be submit the disappearing declaration as bid security, yung omnibus term statement, tsaka yung forms pa po na 5B, yun po yung notarized po natin.
And then for the contractors for the equipment, sir, will we support it with? Will we have supporting documents like ORCR or it's just the list also?
You will support it with the if the equipment is owned by the contractor, you will support it by the ORCR or the DOAS, the Robson say. And ganun din po kung under purchase of agreement or lease agreement, you will support it with the lease contract agreement or the purchase agreement together with the corresponding ORCR.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more question from the bidder regarding the eligibility, technical and financial component?
Sir, for the NFCC standards for wala tayo sa building documents standard for.
Wala po sa bidding documents natin.
Bilang yun.
Basta po meron po tayong computation, yun lang. Any more question? We will go now to the technical requirements. Is scope of works. So the ABC for the project is 113,879,002 pesos and 40 centavos. And it is open to all medium A, category B, contractors for building and industrial plant. So these are the minimum technical personnel and equipment for the project. completion of the works is 450 calendar days inclusive of 28 training and workable days. Cost of bidding documents will be 50,000 pesos. The submission of bids is dati yung opening natin is May 7, na-move lang po yata po yung opening natin. So, meron po tayong bid bulletin for the opening. So, patitignan na lang po yung bid bulletin. So, under 5.4 of the bidding documents, the singular contract shall refer to building construction, improvement, repair, and rehabilitation. And under 6.3, na-discuss po natin to. Submission of the certificate of site inspection together with company ID and the logbook. Under 12.1B of the BDS, experience of the key personnel, 5 years in general engineering and 3 years in building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, and repair. And these are the minimum capacity of the minimum required equipment in the BDS. So, scope of work of the project. First is the rehabilitation of the existing PTB. So, we have here the perspective of the project. So, ang gagawin po natin is pag nandito po tayo sa apron, the project composition, the expansion is at the left side. Pag nandito naman po tayo sa land side, nasa parking area tayo, vehicular parking area, the expansion is in the right side. So, site development plan for the Liberal Airport. We have here the existing passenger terminal building and we have here the existing admin building. So, i-demolish po natin yung existing admin building to give way for the expansion of the passenger terminal building. So, here's the demolition plan. So, makikita po ninyo almost 2/3 of the existing PTB will be demolished. Kakaroon po ng reconfiguration. And this is the proposed ground floor and second floor plan of the project. So, kung makikita po ninyo yung ground floor plan po natin, mag-iiba po yung configuration. Mag-iiba po yung configuration and magkakaroon po na expansion from grade J to grade N. The second scope of work is the construction of the admin building. So, dito po sa site tab natin kanina, existing admin building po ito and we will demolish it and magkakaroon po tayo ng panibagong admin building. This will be situated here. And ito po yung magiging perspective. And this will be the proposed floor plan, ground floor and second floor. Area is around around 13 meters by 17 meters po yung dimension po ng building. And the third scope of work for the project is the construction of pump house. So the pump house, the proposed pump house, will be located between the fire station building and the existing passenger terminal building. Floor plan, and ito po yung elevation. This pump house is intended for the fire protection system of the passenger terminal building. So we go over the scope of works, the existing PDB. Meron po siyang for civil structural, may site works, concrete works po, and the needed structure, yung poste, column footing, beam girders, then magkakaroon pa ng steel works, the trusses, masonry, yung pong magiging partition po natin, and the roofing. And then the architectural, tile works, painting works, ceiling works, and drywall partition, together with the doors and windows. And of course the electrical works and the mechanical works. The mechanical po, ito include po yung fire protection system and the FDAS po. And the provision of the escalator papunta po ng second floor ng PTP. So meron din po siyang furniture. The provision of the four-seated glam chair that will be provided in the pre-departure area. So sa aming building po, meron din po civil structural, architectural, meron pa rin electrical, mechanical. Yung mechanical po is the installation of air conditioning units lang. And plumbing, and of course the supply of furniture. And of course the construction of pump house, civil structural, architectural, and electrical and tap. And of course we have the SPL1, the mobilization, and the SPL2, the provision of temporary facility for the exclusive use of the project in charge supervising the project, the provision of staff house, and the service vehicle. So dito po sa service vehicle, ano po ito, parang rento, provide ko kayo ng panibagong sasakyan. And after the project completion of the project, you will turn over the service vehicle to CAAP. Meron po siyang CRO at dapat galing of Civil Aviation Authority. Any questions po regarding the project?
Yung tower, mukhang power na.
No question, sir?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, yung sa personal, sir, ano ito yung mag-govern? Yung 5 years na general experience or yung 3 years lang?
Parehas po.
So, total of 8 years?
Hindi. 5 years general experience po. General, basta po meron siyang, doon sa 5 years niya, meron siyang 3 years na experience for buildings.
Okay, so from
Doon sa 5 years, dapat po yun po yung requirement. 5 years.
5 years.
Within that 5 years po, inclusive po dapat siya ng 3 years building na experience.
Then, sir, yung sa service vehicle, then we will be provide the service vehicle and then after the project, we will turn over to CAAP or...
Yes, the one that you will provide as service vehicle should be a brand new brand new 4x4 pickup. And after the completion of the project, we will turn over the pickup to the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines.
So, the service vehicles is upon the implementation, hindi siya kasama sa review documents natin, sir.
Kasama po siya sa during implementation po. Pagka-award po ng project sa inyo, kung kayo po ng magkawan, and then nagkaroon na kayo ng NTP and commence po na kayo ng work, we should provide po the grant the vehicle for the exclusive use of the vehicle by the project in charge. And then after completion, we will turn over the service vehicle. Dapat po nakapangalan na po sa ORC.
Okay, sir. So, ano yun, sir? Sa upon implementation?
Upon implementation, upon commencement of work.
Hindi lang siya nakadeclare dun sa list of vehicle na
Hindi po siya naka-declare as requirement to be provided. So sa list of equipment po ninyo, hindi po na siya isasama.
Sir, yung demolition po is included po sa scope of work, ano?
Yes po. Kasama po siya, the demolition work in the existing passenger terminal building is included in the site works under civil structure.
Is it total demolition, sir, or kasama po yung mga columns, gano'n, lahat po?
Hindi po. Kung makikita po ninyo kanina yung building, so ito po yung natin. I-demolish po natin. Mga partition lang po yan. Pero yung column po, existing column, hindi po natin i-demolish.
So,
yung ibang columns kasama nila demolish.
paano po namin malalaman kung saan po yung mga sa is it included po sa plans po specified po dun sa
Specific po sa plans.
Okay.
So identified naman po sa demolition plan po natin yung mga i-demolish ng mga structure, column, mga girders, mga beams. If you want, sir, you can visit the ADMS, second floor ADMS para makita po ninyo yung approved plans. Anyway, sir, after you purchase the bidding documents, kasama po sa bidding documents po yung plans. Kaso nga lang CD form lang po. Hindi po siya sa 20 by 30 na blueprint. So if you want po, you can visit Senator ADMS to look into the approved original plans.
Sir, doon sa natin, sa BOP natin, yung ibang item na walang quality.
Sir, sa bill of quantities, meron po tayong quantities sa bill of, kaso nga lang nakamandat lang siya, parang ganito lang sa bill of quantities. Pero yung sinasabi niyo siguro sa under the detailed estimate. Dito sa detailed estimate po natin, we only identify the materials, the labor requirements, and the equipment requirements to be needed in the project. So it is the duty of the bidder to have a complete estimate of the project. Nandun naman po sa bidding documents po natin, it is the responsibility of the bidder to have a complete estimate of the project. Kaya nga po tayo kumuha ng certificate of site inspection para at least makita po yung extent of the project.
Pwede yung format po na yan yung susundin po natin?
This format. So provided na po yung mga materials na kailangan nyo, all you need is to have a estimate of the quantity and kung magkano po yung production.
Sir, more question.
Sir, halimbawa po dun sa concreting works, meron tayong value doon na 1,051?
1,051.51 millimeter.
Yung na-estimate namin is greater pa dyan? Or sinong mag-go-over yung estimate ba namin? Babaguhin ba namin yan?
Dapat po hindi nyo babaguhin yun. 1,051.51 po. And then kung kayo po yung mananalo during the kung kayo po ma-declare na LCD or the contractor for the project, and then ma-approve po ninyo na mas po talaga sa 1,051.51 po yung concrete works namin. Then we will subject the project to valuation order para po magkakaroon tayo ng additive works. Pero kung hindi po ninyo ma-prove sa amin yan na nalagpas po sa 1,051.51, then as is po siya.
So, wala po kang babaguhin dyan kahit mga numbers ng doors, windows, kung so
Wala po. Kung makikita po niyo yung doors and windows po natin is, meron na po siya.
may quantity na siya, sir.
May quantity na siya kasi
Pati yung mga air.
nabibilang mo siya eh. Quantifiable po yung mga doors and windows and the aircons. Kaso nga lang po under the concrete works, kaya po binigay na po namin itong volume para kayo na po mag-compute po kung ano po yung kailangan dito. Kung wala ilang cubic meter po ng ready-mix concrete, magkano presyo. Kasi this was discussed with the Commission on Audit, Technical Audit Specialist na pwede kami magbigay nito ng mga volume and area lang po.
So, hindi mo na siya pwede baguhin. Variation order na lang.
Yes po, you have to prove na lang po during implementation that our estimate is may deficiency po yung estimate.
Sir, can we request for a hard copy of this or the plans or yung CD na lang po talaga magpapasa?
Yung mga binibigay naman is CD pero may mga instances na after the bidding, after the pre-bid, the bidders nagbibigay sila ng parang sila yung kumukuha ng original plan sa amin, hinihiram nila, and then they will be the one who will have a blueprint, and then ibabalik na lang nila sa parang mas So if you want, you can borrow the original plan of the second floor ADMS and have it blueprinted, and then balik na lang. Yes, po.
Sir, pag po bumuli kami ng bid docs, kasama yung soft copy ng detailed price analysis.
Kasama po, if you buy the bid docs, kasama po yung yung BDS, sa BDS kasama po lahat po, pati po yung bill of quantities, yung detailed estimates, lahat po yan, and a copy, electronic copy of the approved plans.
Sir, may formula na po yan kapag yan pong bid proposal. May formula na po ba yan pagka binili namin yung bid docs?
Mayroon lang siyang remarks, ayun na po maglalagay kung paano. Mayroon namang computation. Katulad ng BAC, ito yung computation.
Ano, sir?
Pero kaya na lang parang hindi pa siya automatic na pag nag-input ka na
Sir, yung OCM po nun, parang ang nakita ko is 5 to 8% yata. Kung maaalala ko. So ano yun, sir? Kami yung mamimili from 5 to 8% sa OCM.
Agad po.
Ay, yun pala. 0 to 8% pala yung nakalagay.
0 to 10% po yung OCM and the contractor's profit is 0 to 8.
So kami na lang, sir.
So it depends po for the leader kung magkano po ilalagay nila ang contractor's profit and the percentage of the OCM. Kung gusto po niyo nakasiro lahat, okay po sa akin. Pero wag lang po kayo mag-exceed sa range. So kung 0 to 10, kung 0, okay, well and good. Pero wag kayo maglagay ng 11 or 12. Kung 0 to 8. To the bidders, makakaposin po kami ng issuance of bid bulletin. So under po sa detailed estimate form po natin, ang nakalagay po is 12%. So the value added tax is 12%. Ang ilalagay po natin dito is 5%. So we will have an issuance of the bid bulletin correcting this one. And baka magkakaroon po ng parang adjustment po sa ABC. Kasi ang computation po nito is under 12%. Diba? Meron lang po kasi kami mga audit observations na kailangan 5% po ito. So, ang tama dito. So yun lang po, pakiabangan na lang po kung if ever po na magkaroon po ng decision to reduce the value-added tax from 10% to 5% according to COA.
The minority will be the target submission fee. Submission fee.
Even in the
Sir, is stated here is May 14.
May 14.
Yes, sir. We will it down.
So we have two issuances of the bid bulletin 1 and 2. Opening May 14. May 14. May 14. Sir, the opening of bids, submission and opening of bids is May 14.
Consideration that there will be another bid bulletin to still move that to another day or
Okay pa sir, kasi 7 days. Dapat yung issuance should be 7 days for the opening of bids. So sabi ng mga bidders, pakitingnan na lang po may mga issuances ng additional bid bulletins. So as of today, dalawa pa lang yung bid bulletin natin. So any questions pa po?
Sir, pwede ko ano makinig yung contact number dun sa inspection.
If you want, sir, you can coordinate the ADMS at the second floor or the contact number of Ms. Sagoso. Second floor, ADMS, Aerodrome Development and Management Service. You look for... Ito na pala. Ms. Sagoso. 0917... Ay, sinabi. Makita eh. Ito na nasa ilalim. 0917. Nasa bahay na pala. Here sa taas.
Ate, mobile mo.
Ito daw sa dulo eh. Sa baba. Ang sa baba lang yung active.
Yung nasa taas ay sa anak niya na.
Yung
nasa baba.
Yung
Dalawa na lang.
Nasaan ang
Pero yung most recent, yung parang 855. Miss Mary Solin sa Burso. So 917-810-845. Oh my. Any more questions po?
Sir, kung may questions pa po kami after this, during the pwede po ba kaming pumunta?
Pwede po kayo mag-send sa amin ng query.
Pwede.
Provided that submission should be 10 days before the opening of bids. Para po makasagot kami sa inyo within 7 calendar days before the opening of bids.
Through email
So,
na po yun, sir.
mas maganda po kung ipa-receive niyo sa BAC. At least baka kasi makaligtaan ng BAC ng open ng email.
Pero ba tayo kasi
So, if ever po, mas maganda po ka-receive na lang po sa BAC.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Pero dapat po sir, kailangan within 7 days, 10 days before the opening of bids. Para po makapag-reply po kami. And if ever po na magkaroon po ng pagbabago doon sa query niyo, pagbabago sa scopers po natin or anything, we will have a bid bulletin for that matter. Number sir?
Any questions? Wala na po. The chair, okay na po.
It's yung subject yung bid on May 14. Okay, let's proceed to item 2.
To the chair, item number 2, opening of bids for the purchase installation of communications equipment for Francisco B. Reyes, Sonda Airport. No bids received, sir. And we have two letters of withdrawal. One from Everton Builders